I thought
I was scared. I was scared. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Chop Sports Show, coming to you for the first time at the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru studio. That's right. That's a tongue twister. I'm going to shorten that up as we go. But that's our first announcement that we can make today, that my boy George over there at Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru has decided to support Chop Sports for the foreseeable future. We've just locked in a nice little deal with him, and we're going to be doing some cool things, possibly broadcasting live from the studio showroom floor. Like, we got a whole lot of ideas coming up for Chop Sports with the little merger with Chop. Rich Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru. My best friend Greg is the manager at Subaru, so it's a nice little reunion there. So you got Artie over there selling stuff. So all my friends over there at Lucas, welcome to Chop Sports. And of course, we all know that we are broadcasting from the Cabinet Creation Sports Desk. It is Sturch and Gooch and Wrestling Rob. And of course, A5 has a mic today, so beware. We decided to hook everybody up with a mic today and make sure that if we have an opinion, you can spit it. So I'll give A5 his burn. And then, Tooth Anthony is 4-0 in his Thursday night picks. So we'll see if he's able to up that. But yeah, so in any event, if you want to support Chop Sports, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. That's the way to do it. A $3, a $5, a $10 variation. That is the way to support us. And of course, tonight is a big one. It is the Break Buds are going down tonight. Very, very excited about that because I probably will stick around for it in case I do win for whatever reason and whatever random team I get. But explain to the masses of what's going down tonight here, right here on this YouTube channel.
Yeah, so we sold 16 teams. The 16 people that bought a team then get random off to get a random team in each of the items that we're doing. So a random team in the full-size helmet, a separate random team in the mini helmet, and a separate random team in the jersey. Then we're also going to be doing a giveaway tonight. It's going to be for another signed autograph memorabilia piece that we're going to let the people decide on live on the show. And all you got to do is be in the room to get your chance to get your name on the wheel. You get your name on the wheel if you're in the room, and then we spin the wheel and random off some teams that way. So we're going to be giving away 32 spots or 16 spots because everybody that bought in already gets a spot. So show up, have fun with us, and get a chance to win an autographed helmet or jersey.
That sounds like a plan to me. I would like a Dak Prescott or a CeeDee Lamb or a Zeke Elliott autograph. So hopefully that's one of the ones you put. Are you pulling a baseball jersey? Did you just say that?
No.
Okay.
I did not. We are pulling a
helmet jersey.
If the people really want to, we do have a baseball jersey, but I think we're just going to stick with the football.
I'm going to convince the hell out of you guys to break that bitch open today. It's playoff time, man.
I don't think it's going to be even possible now that I say it because the wheel is already prepped for football.
The wheel is prepped.
So we're going to do a baseball thing, I guess, around World Series time.
All right. Sounds good. And I want to let you guys know that we are live over on the Mojo YouTube channel right now as another edition of the Mojo Market Report went down this morning. We talked a little bit about projections. We talked about, not projections, the trends that are on the market right now because we are, believe it or not, 4 weeks into a football season. So therefore, month-long trends now are starting to peek their ugly heads. So we have that as well. Go check that show out over on the YouTube channel for Mojo. And that's all the runs for now. But Gooch has himself a loaded rundown because we haven't talked to you guys in a couple days. Plus, I want to let you know that it's sponsored by the Fusco Insurance Agency. Visit FuscoInsuranceAgency.com for all your insurance, retirement, wealth planning needs. Michael Fusco is the guy. We want to also wish him well. I know he was dealing with a little bit of the COVID ski. I didn't know that was still around, but apparently it is. So get well soon, Mike. I hope you're doing well over there, wherever you are. Staten Island, I think it is. But Gooch, hit me with the rundown.
All right, so Major League Baseball wrapped up its regular season this past week/weekend, and some storylines from the weekend that I think are prevalent. Aaron Judge hit his 62nd
he may or may not have hit 62, yeah.
I think that's a big time thing. We'll get into Aaron Judge and the rest of the major storylines a little bit later in the show, but over the weekend, Mike Trout hit another home run. That makes 40.
Did you see the stat?
It's like, 40 home runs, 40 straight seasons not making the postseason.
Well, that too. But did you see the fact that he missed 40 games and hit 40 home runs?
I did not see
How
that.
You like that?
I like that.
I like that
a lot. That's
every time the guy's in the goddamn field, he's hitting a home run.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would like to know what his ratio is in terms of Aaron Judge and Mike Trout. Mike Trout had a monster season.
So basically, he would have hit 80.
No.
Probably not, but whatever.
Definitely not.
Definitely
80.
not.
But it is cool. Stephen Vogt also played in his final Major League Baseball game yesterday.
Who?
And Stephen Vogt, the catcher for the A's. Did anybody see this story?
I did not. I
All
saw
right,
you. I
so
think you
he-
shared it on your
He yoked
Instagram
a
story.
bomb in his final at bat, and he was basically mic'd up. It sounded like either that or there was just nobody in the stands. And you heard
Either way.
you heard him celebrating as he's rounding. It was just one of those baseball moments that you can't script it. It was a perfect situation. The A's had nothing to play for all season long. I think they're the bottom dwellers of the league, if not very close. And it's a cool moment for the 13 people that were there in attendance.
Did you say something yesterday about the A's not having anybody on their contract?
Yes, they have players under contract because there's players that are not eligible for free agency yet or arbitration. So
They're in
no
flux.
They could just put those guys back in the minors and not have to pay them major league money.
Oh, his kids announced them. Did you?
And he hit the home run. That's cool.
That's pretty dope.
It was a very dope,
Nice little
scene
feeling there. I like
out
that a
there in
lot.
Oakland, if that's even where they placed it.
Yes, they do play there still. Yeah. They're still the Oakland.
That's the whole point
Oakland
of
A's,
them
but
not
if you say
showing
athletics, you're weird. Just so
up.
everybody's aware of that.
Ding, 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 ding.
There's nobody
So, like
here
I
that
said,
calls them the athletics, right?
Rest of the baseball stories we'll kind of get to, and we'll rely on the comments for that as well. A little bit of UFC news that I feel like is kind of worth bringing up. There was a story that's coming out, but hasn't really hit the mainstream yet, that Khamzat Chimaev was detained in Russia in lieu of the war in Ukraine.
What?
So he went to visit his family.
First of all, mistake number one. Why are you going to visit your family during this
in a
war?
war-torn situation,
Schmuck.
knowing, and basically if they've watched his post-fight interviews in the last couple of weeks, they see that he's a straight-up killer. Admittedly, he says it himself. So Putin was probably like, well, I'm going to put that to the
I'll give up
test.
2 first-round draft picks for him.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's him being detained or his passport was detained, and that means basically he just can't leave the country until they figure out what's going on.
Still right now?
But it hasn't hit. I've been searching for it, and it's very surface level, but there hasn't been a big break yet.
Maybe we'll share a
Do
cell
you
with
think
the
why?
other
Do
one.
you think it's not being shared because of the Brittany Griner situation?
Probably.
I think that it's not being shared because there's a lack of facts right now,
That's
and they knew
true, too.
they shared what they heard. Where it's like nothing has been confirmed, but these are the leaks that are going around. But I followed like the gym page that he goes to,
Yeah.
like his gym, and
Has he
it
been
was
absent?
business as usual there. They were just doing normal lives, and nobody seemed like they were all distraught about anything. So I don't know. Maybe that could just be a ploy. Mum's the word
That's
there.
true too. Yeah.
I don't know. Before we get to football, I do want to bring up something that I thought was very, very cool.
Just so you know, Mark from Canada says it was found out to be fake. The entire thing.
He's hearing
that it's fake.
Okay.
That may not even be a story. So
Okay. Well,
again, we're not
I hope
reporters.
So. I hope so because
I
I
hope
would
so
like to
too.
see
That's
Khamzat in the cage.
Get beat up by Bo Callahan. What's his name?
Bo Nickel.
Bo Nickel.
There's a little bit away before we see that fight,
Yeah.
but Bo Nickel is the real deal. So you'll see him soon. NBA, G League, NBA draft prospect kind of news right here. Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson faced off yesterday. These are arguably the 1 and 2 prospect in next year's draft. They played in an exhibition game and they both showed out, stole the show. Bro, Victor Wembanyama, 37 points, 7 threes made and 5 blocks. That's just very rare. It's a very
How tall
rare,
is this guy?
scary
7'4".
combination.
7'4" and he's
Yeah.
draining threes.
Yeah, he's knocking him down.
Freak.
So even LeBron James, was praising him yesterday, saying it's just like a rare talent. You don't
So he's
see
a
things
Laker
like
next
this.
year.
It's no, he's whoever has the first pick next year. That's who
Lakers.
he's going to. And it's like the Greek Freak and Durant mixed.
Yeah, he's definitely
Yikes.
getting a little bit more weight though, but he's
I think they've noticed that with what's this guy
I'm
who
sure
just
he will.
shattered
He's
his
only
ankle or whatever.
13. No, I think he's 17
yeah,
years
he's
old.
young, man.
That doesn't matter.
And Scoot Henderson had a great game as well with 25, 9, and 5 in a much more traditional way of going about things, like a normal stat line. There's not this absurd amount of threes for a big man and then 7 or whatever the blocks. Like Wembanyama really separated himself. I think if there was a conversation to be had, while Scoot Henderson did no damage to his stock, Wembanyama, whoa. Those eye emojis on Wembanyama's game. And football news, the Giants re-signed or brought back Landon Collins. I think that that's neither here nor there. I'm not sure he's got much left in the tank, but we'll see. And the protester that got lit the fuck up by Bobby Wagner is pressing charges against Bobby Wagner. I don't know how that's going to fly.
First of all, the guy that ran on the field should be in jail. So it's like,
Well, like there's
am I wrong? He had
there's-
a freaking explosive on
there's
his arm.
precedent. He's definitely going to be fined and whatever, but I don't know that it's more like a trespassing thing. But
He can't go back to the stadium forever.
Yeah,
though.
he's not.
That's a fact.
Like you can't just say, well, in this case, you're going to press charges. Well, you did something illegal. Yeah, like a cop could still be in trouble for doing something illegal, and there's no different. If
That
Bobby-
was
they may
that
Don't
was
be
Bobby
surprised.
Wagner defending himself. He was scared.
Well,
That's what he said too.
No, did he say that?
He kind of, yeah.
Well,
well,
then
of course, he
He
better.
said you don't know if
It's
the
the
guy
truth.
has a gun or a
He
knife and
better.
hurt
He
somebody.
better say that because his lawyer's telling him to, and he's gonna. I think that at the end of the
He'll
day, it'll be
None
fine.
of this shit's gonna happen.
Even if he does get in trouble, it's not going to be some like aggravated assault charge. It'll just be some misdemeanor bullshit where
Yeah.
you have to pay off some money, do a little bit of a community service thing, which I'm sure he's already doing. Injury. Oh no! Before I get to the injury news, Blake Bortles.
Ah,
So I'll have a moment of silence for the boat.
Legend.
Legendary boat. The best Blake of all time announced his retirement from football. Former emergency quarterback for the Green Bay Packers throughout trying
former
times.
Jaguars legend,
When
former
there was
Rams backup.
uncertainty surrounding the Aaron Rodgers situation last offseason, it was Blake Bortles who was the savior of the entire offseason because it at least brought me some little bit of joy to know that he donned the green and yellow for at least a week or two. And I'll always have a soft spot for Blake Bortles.
They were like, what would you do if you retired? He's like, I don't know, probably pour concrete and smoke cigs.
Yeah, he is the greatest of all time.
Yep.
Oh, what a guy! What a
To
legend!
be in that
Legendary
frat,
Blake.
boy.
Yeah, right.
Javonte Williams is announced. I'm sure everybody knows by now, but we haven't been here since Monday. Torn ACL sucks. Big bummer. I've been talking him up for a while. I got egg on my face on that one. I'll own it, but it's an injury.
You don't.
Yeah, you know,
what do you-
I still,
like,
if you went
like
on
you
my
knew?
advice and you were like high on Javonte, your fantasy season's in terrible
yeah,
situation.
well, they're not
right
going to
now.
go to you and
I
say
know,
like,
I know.
"Son of a bitch, Chris, why did
I'm
you
not.
do this?"
I don't actually care, really.
Oh, well, that's
I'm
good.
just trying to be nice to the people.
I
Dave.
understand.
Cordarrelle Patterson out for 4 weeks. Jonathan Taylor out tonight. That is it for my rundown. Back to you, Dave.
All right. Well, we got baseball coming, playoffs here. We'll get into it in a second. But first, I want to congratulate one. I don't even know if he's here yet or will be checking in at all at any point today. But congratulations are in order to the Absolute Eyewear Home Run Contest giveaway for the Costa del Mar sunglasses. And that is indeed Scoop Espo. I don't know how this guy keeps winning things, but he does. And he is the one that guessed 62 right on the nose. So congratulations to Scoop. So here's the new contest because there were 2 pairs. Now, Scoop has to go claim his, right? There's a green pair and a blue pair. I think he's leaning towards the blue. So if you don't like green, tough shit. They're like $280 sunglasses. So let's not, beggars can't be choosers here. So here's the deal. Once Scoop claims his, there is a 10-day window for anybody who was in the Chop Sports group in that day that made a guess, except for employees or anybody here in the building. So we're going to give it out to those like the Tony Beneventos, the Sauce, those guys out there that made a guess.
I was just gonna have Scoop pick me up. Be like, Scoop, when you go
Right.
get your sunglasses,
Can you just
I'm gonna
scoop me?
walk in right after you. And
Yeah.
then Jenny was like,
that's
no, I
Janine's
wanna give
rule,
it to the
not mine.
people.
Okay, she wants to. Doesn't want to do the giveaway, so she's doing that for the loyal viewers here. So if you guessed on that day and you don't work here in any way, shape, or form, you are eligible after Scoop goes and picks up his. So I will let the masses know when the rat
So
race
Scoop,
begins.
You do not have to pick me up.
Yes,
on your
you
way.
no longer have to pick up Scoop. So Mark said, damn, I was 7 off. Okay, so he clearly thought he was going to hit 69
And you're
home
in
runs.
Canada. So even if you tied, you would be like, it would be a hard.
It would be a hard way to
Hard
get here.
race.
I bet then we would have shipped him out to the big guy out there. And,
to the big Canadian up there. All right, so congratulations to Scoop. But speaking of Judge, he goes ahead and smacks number 62. Now, when we first started, or Chop Sports first started, there was like specific things that you wouldn't allow anybody to talk about. And that's when LeBron James talk got real heavy. And you're like, all right, no more talking about LeBron. No more. And so now I kind of want to put that new rule in effect for the Chop Sports Facebook group now that we're no longer going to be talking about this goddamn home run king shit. Because look, do math, folks. We all went to school. 73 is greater than 62. That's it. Case closed. They don't have an asterisk in the rule book, in the record book. It's over. So you want to come out here and say like, oh, but he's the clean one. Congratulations, you're the clean one. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no asterisk in it. There's no asterisk behind the goddamn Astros after they won the World Series. There's no
asterisk next to any
Doesn't
of
matter.
the World Series
Right.
titles that have been won since the year 2000, since we've known people were definitely, or before that, really, since everybody was on juice.
So, and that's
Everybody's
another thing.
been involved.
And that's
So,
another thing.
It is what
there is the argument to be made that the pitchers are out there juicing as well at the same time as Bonds. And look, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but there was never an actual positive pop for Bonds. There was not, right? Ever? Like
No, he
on
never
the books.
failed. Never ever failed.
Then that's
no.
what I'm saying. Like I understand it. And
Kirk
people are like, his
never
head
admitted
grew.
it.
His head, yeah,
Look,
of course.
I do not want to have the tired old debate of steroids in baseball and what people think of it, because if you're on the side of one, you're definitely not going to be swayed at this point in time, right? You either think that way or you don't. It's very rare that we're going to convince somebody that's been thinking about this way about baseball for 20 years to be like, you know what, you're right, you got a point. The fact is, we don't know who's been on steroids. Everybody was on it at the time. It wasn't illegal. Major League Baseball knew it was happening and did nothing. It wasn't until Congress got involved that they started acting like there was a big deal going
Rafael
on.
Palmeiro.
They turned a blind eye. There was a strike. They knew it was happening. They needed the Yankees to be good, and they needed a lot of home runs. And they obliged. The Yankees were good, and everybody hit home runs. And there was great stories to go along with it. And baseball captivated the country again after they didn't play it for a year and a half. So
yeah, they needed it.
They needed it. It's fine. Steroids saved
So-
baseball. That was the name of my fantasy league for like 8 years. Steroids saved baseball.
So
And
what
I
I'm
wasn't
saying is
lying then. I'm
you
not
can
lying
have
now.
the adult conversation to say, like, if anybody asked you who's the home run king, you could be like, well, it is Bonds, but Judge had 62 and he hit it clean.
Bro,
that's
if
it. Conversation's
if-
over. Like,
I
it
think
is
Aaron
Bonds.
Judge had a great season. We could talk about it.
He lost the Triple
I have
Crown.
a graphic. That's fine.
And I wasn't really upset about that either. I was more for the 62 home runs than anything else.
I would have taken either or both.
I mean, honestly,
just the same.
and maybe I'm like not overstepping, but like maybe I'm making a wrong prediction here. But if you lead the league in home runs, aren't you like almost right there all the time as far as Triple Crown? Because I mean, if you're smacking home runs, that means you're smacking RBIs.
Yeah, but
And like if
it's
you're
not-
smacking RBIs and home runs, that means you're getting on base and you're getting hits. No,
yes, but
like I'm saying, every
No,
home run leader
no.
is at least in the top 5 of that conversation.
no,
Really?
not even. Usually not even close. Actually, at least more
That's
typically
interesting
in
to
the
me.
back in the day, it was like guys were hitting for a crazy average.
Because you strike out a
there
lot,
would be
right?
12
That's true.
There would be 12 guys. If you're trying to hit home runs,
Yeah, if you're
you know,
striking out, that makes
it
sense.
takes a rare player. That's why the guys like Miguel Cabrera, Pujols, they're the only ones that ever challenged it. Rare talents. You have to
I
be
guess.
elite, great hitter.
Okay.
No, and then even look at Pujols down the stretch in his career. He was batting 220, 250 at
It's
best.
true.
So,
okay.
no,
So everything I
it's-
just said about 3 minutes ago, just fucking
Well,
forget
just
about
that, just that.
It's
The
just-
home runs and the RBI, it's very typical to see them both in the tops of the ranks. But our batting average, when you have a guy like Ichiro that played for 15 years,
Mm.
you know,
True.
he's literally just playing for batting average. He's not hitting home runs. So
it. And who's the home run king?
Barry Bonds.
Thank you. See, and he's a Yankee fan.
I
It's
just
very
Barry
easy.
Bonds that season.
very
that season
easy to
that
say.
Bonds had. If you threw him a strike, he hit it off the wall or into the river. That was it. There was no base hits. There was doubles and home runs.
So we have breaking
And
The
news.
balls were juiced as well. He's
Break-
saying, Jesus.
breaking news right now. Le'Veon Bell is added to the Jake Paul Silva card, and he's fighting former MMA star Uriah Hall. Chris, is that in his wheelhouse, or is he going to get his ass kicked?
Oh my god.
Uriah Hall is a talented striker.
Yeah, I was gonna
So-
say,
and
Les
he's
Bell,
fresh
man. You
out.
might have
He's-
knocked out
He
Frank
is
Gore, but
fresh
Jesus
out of
Christ.
the UFC. He just retired. So yeah, we'll
When
see.
the hell is that card?
I,
It's
couple
October
weeks?
29th.
I
And
respect.
that's happening, huh?
I
Paul's
yeah,
gonna
no,
get
it's-
sparked.
Nobody's fighting that night, by the way.
You
What?
think it's going to be the same kind of thing?
Yeah,
Same deal?
I don't think that Jake Paul wants to fight Anderson Silva for real.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be the guy to take the money either. If there was ever a guy not to, it's kind of hard to think it'd be Silva, right?
I
Anderson
mean-
Silva is gonna Forrest Griffin him in that fight. Where he's gonna be like, he's just gonna start moving very different, something that Jake Paul has just never seen before. Bro, Anderson Silva just beat Chavez Jr.
Yeah,
I know that he's a little bit washed, but he's a former champion, world champion.
As far as we'll talk about Paul if that actually gets there, but as far as the MLB playoffs are concerned, that's on you over there. MLB playoffs are concerned, I think we're okay over here. This is the bracket, the official bracket of the 2022 playoffs, and there's one thing that stands out. Obviously, the Yankees with the bye with the AL East. The Houston Astros take care of business as the 1 seed. The Dodgers forgot how to lose throughout the course of the year, so they're the 1 seed over there. The biggest thing right now is the fact that the Braves are the 2 and the Mets are the 4. So like that's a big, big deal because we're all watching the Mets do their thing throughout the whole course of the year. The Mets fans are very excited about the team they built. The Mets fans were excited about the bullpen. I'm not the bullpen, the starting, the rotation. Those guys had every reason to be excited, but now it's a little bit more of a harder journey to get to where they want to go. And I said this before in pre. If the Mets somehow wind up in the World Series, to me, it'll be the greatest run that anybody's ever seen because you're gonna have to go through the Padres first, which isn't a slouch. Those boys can hit. And they face Yu Darvish on Friday night. then the LA Dodgers, who again, they haven't lost, and all more likely to be the Braves, you would think, that take care of business, whoever wins the St. Louis and Philly series. So the Mets would have to go by the Padres, the Dodgers, and the Braves just to get to the World Series. So to me, Chris, do you agree that that's got to be the best thing you've ever seen as far as a run to the championship game?
I mean,
series.
At first glance, it does look very daunting, because then if they get to the World Series, it's probably going to be another tough matchup. But I have to look, because I'm sure there's been some historical incredible runs, but you also don't really have that big of a sample size, because the MLB postseason hasn't been this many teams in a long time.
This is very true.
So having to win this many
it's the old
series,
NFL playoffs.
games, yeah, it's a little bit different. So yeah, I guess for that reason, you could say it would be unprecedented. I do think that they have the parts to do it. You know, the starting pitching, it's brand new right now. If they get DeGrom and Scherzer going,
according to what we've heard, it's Max on Friday and Bassett on Saturday. So in case there is a, God forbid, a game 3, it's going to be DeGrom. And if they sweep them, like everybody, the Mets fans should expect, then you have DeGrom game 1 of the Dodger series.
But is it?
So that's the way they're laying it out.
It's Mets home, and then it's Mets home again, or it goes to San
the
Diego?
Wildcard series stay in one spot.
Oh, so it's always
3 game sets in one spot.
That's good.
I like that. I mean, if they're gonna let this team in, great, cool.
Playoff
But guess
Juan
what?
Soto.
Yeah, listen. What about the rest of them? It's like murderer's row down there, except for Tatis, who's obviously suspended. But like other than that,
they got some
bombers.
I have a question
man.
for you guys, since we're talking like playoff Juan Soto. So Judge just has this amazing year, right? 62 home runs. He's doing it, betting on himself, right? Let's say we get to the playoffs. I don't mean to put this bad juju on him.
He's doing it on purpose. He's a Red Sox fan.
He doesn't have I'm not saying he doesn't get to hit the whole series, but he doesn't have a great postseason. They don't make the World Series.
Was it all for nothing?
No, there you go. Do the fans turn on him? Do they say, hey?
No. Listen, if you didn't turn on
in the season,
I mean, it took a while for them to turn on A-Rod, and then he delivered in 2009. Like they were against A-Rod for a little while, and then all of a sudden, A-Rod won them the 2009 World Series. And then guys like Teixeira and even Jeter at points, like there was always a trepidation with key players of the Yankees that, you'd get mad, but you'd have a short-term memory with this shit. What Aaron Judge just did for the Yankees this year was obviously sell more tickets, clearly. He gave more recognition to the Yankees than they've had in quite some time. And if they don't make it to the World Series and they don't cash in on this historic season, I don't think they turn on him at all. I think they throw the entire bank at him to make sure, because if let's just say they get past the division round, they get to the ALCS, get bounced by whoever, whether it be Houston or whoever.
May not even be a playoff team without Aaron Judge.
That's what I'm saying. So like in regards to that, there's no shot. There's no shot that the money bag is not literally banged over the head of this guy. Like there's going to be a massive,
and if
massive
the Yankees
payday.
get bounced in the postseason early and Aaron Judge doesn't play well, I'm sure nobody's going to play well. So you could point the finger at a ton of things.
Right.
It won't just be Aaron Judge. It'll be the pitching. It'll be the bullpen.
One has to wonder if it's, again, the pitching is definitely a concern. Garrett Cole will get the game 1 ball. Who gets game 2? My assumption is going to be Nestor. Yeah. But
Chevy.
We'll see. Yeah. Chevy's been pitching well down the stretch. So we'll see what happens. But baseball's been fun this year, man. I mean, obviously it's a long season.
Yeah.
And now the postseason's here, and now it's where it counts. Everything that they've worked for up until this point, everything that you've done already in the regular seasons, goodbye. That's it. No more. I have a question. Do the Mets invite Trumpet Guy on Friday night?
No.
Last time they did that, they went on a skid. So,
I can't see it happening.
Even though the video that went viral over the week was
first playoff game. You don't think they would do it?
I think they regret doing it the first time.
They might. They might just be like, you know what? That really has nothing to do with it. And if they think the way I think it won't matter. That won't be the reason why they don't do it. It might just be for optics purposes, because a lot of the fans weren't happy. As many fans liked it, there was a lot of other fans that were like, after the reasoning being that they went on a skid.
I know Seinfeld didn't like it. He said it was garbage. All right. Well, that's the MLB. And before we get over to Thursday night football, I do want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors here at Chop Sports. Of course, starting with Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru. I personally drive a brand new Rally Sport Blazer. And no, I don't brag about it, but it is the top of the line Blazer, and it's one of the nicest trucks I've ever driven. And it's there. I've I've leased and bought trucks from Richard Lucas Chevrolet for at least the last decade of my life. So definitely go head over there and check those guys out. Customer service extraordinaires. I want to say something about the Picket app, which again, if you're a gambler, you got to head over to Pickett. Download the app on both the iTunes and the what's the other one called?
Google Play.
That one too. And what's the green texters? Android. There we go.
Well, that's Google Play.
Whatever. I thought, is it the marketplace? Who gives a shit?
The
Anyway,
place
go
where you get
download.
apps on an
Go
Android.
download the Pickett app. It's the way to track all your bets. It's the way to basically communicate with other gamblers and kind of share your picks and share your feeling. And what's cool about this is if you see somebody's on a hot streak, all you got to do is see their bets and you just like comment like, I'm tailing this. You know what I mean? Like basically the conversation we have with Kyle all the time. You know what I'm saying? But now this is like global. So check out the Pickett app. Also, our friends over at Hater Fantasy Sports, go check those guys out. We mentioned already that Hawaii Mike was the winner of the free game, or one of the winners. And I was told today by Dave Vidoro that I was one spot away from the pay grade. So, like, I guess they were paying 50% of the top 50%. They were paying those guys out, and I missed it by a spot. So that burned a little bit. So I'm going to get back in it today, and I'm going to get back in the action, and I'm going to kick some ass over there at Hater. And of course, SteveAspara.com, all of your web design needs. He's our guy. Our friends down at Lowell's down the hall, they're doing all the stuff for Matawan Day for us. They've actually made me a brand new shirt. I should be probably debuting it tomorrow. It's in the laundry. I want to wash it first. But brand new breast cancer awareness Chop Sports shirt. I kind of like it a lot. And of course, our friends at Manscaped.
My friend, your friend, everybody's friends with Manscaped because they take care of your ball sack. It's got a porcelain blade. You head over to manscaped.com, use the promo code CHOPSPORTS, and you get 20% off your entire order. And I'm telling you right now, the lotions that come with this thing,
It's in the
there's
basket.
Multi-purpose lotion here. It exfoliates. It
Yeah,
cleans.
for some odd reason, it's alarming. There's a crop preserver in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You're using it for your hands, I'm assuming?
No.
Okay, glad I cleaned the bathroom yesterday. That was
Well,
fun.
the crop preserver is a shave gel. That's what that is, right?
Oh,
So it works wonderfully on my neck.
Oh, thank God. I
It
thought
gets
you were
rid
like
of-
scrubbing your nuts
Bro,
in the
if it-
bathroom.
put it this way, anything that I'm going to trust on my balls, I will definitely put on my neck. Just so we're clear on that. All right.
Don't we all? Isn't that
Right.
I was like, okay, great.
Anyway, if you use the promo code Chop Sports, you could experience all of this pleasure that I'm experiencing with this lotion, we'll call it. So head on over to manscaped.com, use the promo code Chop Sports, and get your balls shaved.
And you used the promo code yet, bro?
Yeah, I bought it like 3 weeks ago. It's pristine.
See? Look
So
at that,
it,
huh?
By it, you mean
My gooch.
yeah.
Nice, my boy. Sparkling.
Bro, not even the Grundle or the man, whatever
He
the
went
hell.
right-
He
he went
literally called
directly
him
to
out
me.
and said, my gooch. Oh my God.
If you look at Anthony's taint, there's a picture of me right there, and it's exfoliated, of course, and
Scrubbed.
crop preserved.
Holy
we'll call it.
shit. All right. Anyway, moving on. Thursday night football, ladies and germs. It is week 5. We're here. We've made it. I do want to state the records heading into week 5 as far as the game picks are concerned. Tooth Anthony's got some. It's right now he's opposite Kirk Cousins Day. He's 4-0 in his Thursday night picks, so we'll see what he goes with tonight. And of course, myself and Chris are 30-35 against the spread on the show. Again, I do want to preface it. It's not Gooch's
I'm
official
not even
pick.
trying to talk anything. I had such a bad week last week.
So then the record is
so-
justified. And Rob's sitting there at a solid 23-39. So at this point, it is the fade Rob movement. So whatever he says, just go opposite way, and he might actually make some money.
Should I go first if I'm in the basement?
You probably should. So, well, we're talking about the Denver Broncos and the Colts. And of course, this game was billed on paper when the season schedule came out. It's Let's Ride Russ, and it's Matt Ryan, and it's Jonathan Taylor, and it's Javonte Williams. And like when this came out on the schedule, like, oh, this is a nice matchup. But now it's the battle of the backup running backs. Russ stinks. Matt Ryan's pissed off. It's just like, it seems like this is and it seems like the Broncos are on primetime every single fucking week.
Yeah.
I don't understand this. I guess the new look Broncos got some love from the networks. But tonight it's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, let's start with Rob. I mean, let's see where he decides to go here. He can make the original pick. So that's actually a brilliant idea. So, Rob, where are you going with this one? It's in Mile High, or the new Mile High, or whatever the hell they're calling their stadium nowadays. The line is 3, which is always fun. We saw the Sauce Network get burned by the hook on that one in the Minnesota game. And, of course, the money line, if you're feeling froggy, it's plus 150 right now if you want to take the Colts. Or if you want to let's ride with the Broncos, you can do that as well. Rob, where are you starting with
Do
this
we know
one,
if Jonathan Taylor's playing?
He's
He's
out.
out.
I still don't trust Denver's head coach, though. I don't think anybody in the world does. I don't think his own wife does.
Oh,
So I'm going to go with the Colts
Okay.
for the upset here and hopefully start gaining some ground here.
all right. So that's the Colts is the pick. Gooch, how you feeling about this one? I know it's hard to what we said on the Mojo Market Report was true. It came out about a half hour ago that Phillip Lindsay will be elevated and will be active for the Broncos. I'm sorry, not the Broncos. That's where it originally started.
Yes.
The Colts. They're Nyheim Hines, and of course the Broncos backfield is now Boone and Melvin Gordon. Now they also signed Latavius Murray, but I don't think he's going to get anything this week. It's the passing game you would assume gets a little heavy in this one. I don't know. How you feeling?
I think that right now, if you're looking at what the Colts' strength should be, it should be running the football and being efficient in the play action game and creating good passing lanes for Matt Ryan by setting it up with the run. They're not doing any of that, and it's all falling down on the offensive line. Matt Ryan needs to be protected if he's going to have any chance in this league, and they have to run the ball effectively if Frank Reich's system is going to work. They haven't been able to do that. Now, Denver through 3 weeks had a really, really good defense in terms of stopping the run and just in general. They were one of the elite defenses in football. The Raiders kind of exposed them last week. They moved them around. Josh Jacobs had a career day against Denver. There is no Jonathan Taylor in this one, but I think it might be a perfect spot for the Colts. Uber talented offensive line, highest paid unit in the NFL, to kind of fix things and rally around each other because they don't have the Jonathan Taylor to lean on. It's the talk of the beat writers in Indy is talking shit about the offensive line, and rightfully so. So these guys, I would imagine with the Quentin Nelsons, like they have a really good group of guys that they're going to fix this at some point or another. And it's kind of a trap spot for me because you would think with Jonathan Taylor being out, everybody's going to write the Colts off in this one, but it's still only 3 points. I don't know if it has moved since he's been ruled out. I don't think it has.
I don't think it has either.
I think that the Colts offensive line could take advantage of a reeling Denver D line, and they were exposed a little bit. Everybody expected the Colts to be a good football team. Everybody expected Denver to be a good football team. They're kind of struggling a little bit, but Denver is still a player 2 away from being 3-1. I think that it's not all lost for both these teams. Denver's only 2-2, but the Colts are a little more desperate and they're getting the points. I'm going to take the Colts in this one. Because I believe that the offensive line isn't as bad as they've been playing. And I like Phillip Lindsay to come in and carve out a couple nice chunk runs.
All right. Well, it's hard for me to think that, you said it yourself. It's, the Broncos are a couple plays away from being 3-1. Russ Wilson, man, as cringy as he is as a person, he's got to get it going, right? And like they're coming into a spot right now where they just lost their running back for the year. So it's not even like a Colts like quick fix. Don't worry, he'll be back in a week or two. Like it's a new Broncos team. And how are they going to react? How are they going to react to a completely different system when Javonte Williams is not your starting running back? I think that's going to pose as a problem for the Broncos tonight. I do like the Colts as far as the offensive line, helping Matt Ryan out. Michael Pittman Jr. hasn't really got going yet. Alec Pierce hasn't gotten going yet. There's a lot of not yet going and not
a lot, not gotten going yet. It's on the Colts.
Sure is. That's what I meant to say. And the way I look at it is like, well, when's going to be the time? Is it going to be in Mile High? I don't think so. I'm gonna ride with Russ Wilson here. I'm gonna ride with the Broncos. I'm gonna ride with the fact that they're gonna have one of these situations where Boone's going to run the ball very effectively, and they're going to be like, whoa, we might have something here. Like one of those situations where he's the spotlight. And, of course, you sprinkle in a couple plays with Sutton and Judy and Russ Wilson being able to extend plays and stuff like that. I don't believe so much in the Colts defense as much as I should because I know they're a good unit. Shaq Leonard playing. He's back.
I don't think so.
I
think that
I don't know,
played
man.
last week, but he got a concussion and a broken nose.
Well, I'll tell you right now, concussions right now, new protocol, he ain't playing because I'm telling you.
They were saying that he may have cleared the concussion protocol, but he still has major swelling in his nose. So that's the issue there. What's up, Ash from Cape Town?
Cape Town, Africa.
She's like getting ready for bed soon, probably. It's already like midnight. No, 6 hours.
It's only 7. It's like,
it's been like such a crazy. There's like 2 hours a day that we're both awake.
Yeah, and that is the way the time zones work. All right, so give me the Broncos -3 here on a Thursday Night Football. I think Russ has to cook eventually, right? I mean, look, if he goes out there on another primetime game and stinks up the joint and everybody's kind of like worried about it, then I think the Broncos are tough sledding the rest of the way, especially with this coach who doesn't seem to know what the hell he's doing. So give me the Broncos. Toomph Anthony, 4-0. The legacy is on the line here, bro. If you go 5-0, I'm going to start tweeting at people and saying, you got to go follow this guy because he doesn't miss on Thursday nights. So if you can hit this one 5 in a row, this 4 in a row already is impressive. But where you feeling this one?
This is tough because I absolutely hate the Broncos coaching staff. I have Russ as my quarterback in fantasy, and just watching them every Monday night has just been terrible.
Every Monday night, and he's not wrong. They've been on. They've been on prime time every
prime
game.
time. Basically, I'm saying prime time because that's basically what they've been playing on. It's just dreadful to watch, but I don't know. I don't trust the Colts, and I still believe in Russ, so I'm going to take the Broncos in this one.
All right. See, I knew my pick would work out well because that's a guaranteed win now. I'm riding with Toomph Anthony, and we're getting this game done. Wow. All right. So
together,
we're split.
we got this.
Yeah, we're split here, split right down the middle here on a Thursday.
I want to talk about the under.
You want to talk about the under? What's the record on the unders?
I'm not sure about these two teams specifically, but so far in primetime games this year, I think it was 8-2 going in, or 10-2 going into this week, and it was 2-1 on the unders again. So it's still only, I think, 3 overs have gone off in primetime games. It's looking like this one should go under again based on the way the offense has been playing. They're both the least efficient red zone offenses all across the board. They're just shit offenses. But that's what scares me in this one. Like even Sam in the comments is saying like this has got a makings of an ugly game. Ugly games can lead to points too. Turnovers in deep in territory, things like that. So I worry a little bit. You got to imagine that eventually those unders, but the Thursday night more specifically is a sloppy play game all the time. So maybe I will lean the under on this.
That sounds like
it's going to be like
62
play. And beautiful in Denver tonight too. So
and nobody could breathe out there.
That's true.
That's another little factor there. That let's ride. We can breathe. They can't. Anyway, so that's that game. You know what you didn't bring up in your rundown there, Gooch? You didn't bring up the most dangerous man going forward in the NFL season this year. And that's a single Tom Brady. You didn't bring that up. And there's a lot of people talking about it, obviously, for obvious reasons. It's like page 6 of everything now. A Tom Brady with no focus on Giselle anymore and all focus on football. Does that change the mentality?
No, because Tom Brady has never actually cared about his family. He's only cared about football.
I believe that.
What are we actually talking about here? That's why he's getting a divorce because, it's like the focus hasn't shifted back to the family. So that's what's happening. And he's just
you think that was the last draw for Giselle? He's like, you know what? I think I'm going to go back. And you're like, you know what?
I think
Pack
Tom
your
Brady's
bags.
just so used to winning that he believes wholeheartedly that when he retires this at the end of this season, that everything's just going to be fine. And there's a part of me that might believe that as well.
Did you see the picture AB posted on Instagram with Brady's wife hugging him? Dude, Shannon Sharp
garbage.
Out,
I did listen, and I'm not a Shannon Sharp guy by any stretch, and I don't like most of the things he says.
I'm an AB guy now, though.
Are you really?
I mean, no, not based on the hotel, but that tweet, yes.
Bro. All right, we're talking about the same guy.
Let him live in his house.
Right? That's exactly what Shannon Sharp said. That my man took you in, and then you do something like this.
I'm here for the drama.
AB is completely gone.
Yes,
gone, and you're convinced that he doesn't do any kind of extracurriculars, no drug use at all. I don't buy that for a second, not a second in the world. I don't do drugs, so I don't know how you feel when you're on them. But my man, this guy has changed 180 as far as personality is concerned. You sent me that interview the other day on Instagram. It was like a day after he caught like a game-winning pass from Big Ben. And AB, now the same AB was like, yeah, I just respect Big Ben, and he laced it in there, and we have ourselves a great future, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who is talking right now? Because that is not the Antonio Brown we all know. The Antonio Brown we now know is literally shoving all of his extracurriculars in hotel guests. And wasn't it Dubai? Wasn't even here?
I have no idea.
He is a psychopath. What is wrong with this guy?
Bro, if you're a dad, right? You're a dad. If you were at the pool with your kids, because there was people out there.
I would have slapped him to sleep.
Right? Nobody said
slapped
a
him
word.
to
I'm like,
sleep.
bro, what are you kidding me?
Bro, that is not cool by any stretch. Like, you're just completely off your rocker. AB, go just disappear. Just disappear. Because now that's something you're bringing up now with the hugging Giselle. Like, You're an asshole.
I hope he goes on a podcast tomorrow.
He probably will.
I do not want him to
He's gonna be
disappear.
he was gonna be with Bob Menery again.
I do not want him to disappear.
Here we go. Good. Yeah, that's a good.
Did,
I'm like,
something we
oh
didn't
my
talk about.
God.
Did you guys hear what happened at Warriors practice yesterday?
Warriors practice. Yes, Draymond Green punched somebody.
Punched Jordan Poole in the face twice.
Yeah,
And
boy.
it's being investigated.
The Warriors are
why are
back,
practices
baby.
being investigated?
The
Like practice
Warriors-
fights?
Take them to win the championship.
From
If
the-
you got angry Draymond the entire year,
from the
I
NF
love that.
From the NFL to the NBA, do you guys think practices, if fights happen in practice, should they be investigated?
Yes.
Remember,
Depending on what the fight is. If it's a skirmish and everybody grabs each other's face masks, then no.
Look,
but if
if
somebody goes out there and
if
punches
you're
somebody right in the
trying-
face,
if you're trying
then
to
maybe.
light somebody up,
Right.
and you're like, what are we talking? Yeah,
Yeah.
You can't
It's
punch
assault,
somebody in
brother.
the face if you're an adult at work. Like they're at work.
I'm just talking like from Jordan punched Steve Kerr.
Yeah,
we've
I
had
mean,
Jordan
like-
punched Steve Kerr?
Yeah.
But
Why don't I
look,
remember
look,
that?
There's incidents
yeah,
that
in
happen
practice.
and stay under wraps, but I don't know. I guess it depends on the jurisdiction
The
that you're in and like
situation?
what the state laws or the laws are in that area as far
It's
as like,
California. It's
what you can do and what you can prosecute without somebody pressing charges.
That's a good
I know
point.
it's like if it's domestic violence that you don't have to press charges, but this isn't that situation. It's two grown men. So and teammates at that.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Casey, by the way. I saw your comment with the brain trauma. And if it is, that's a sad deal. But like brain trauma is one thing, but like this guy, the way he's acting right now is just, it's not the sane person. I'm sorry. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with our week 5 leans, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go over this game. We'll talk about how this one played out. We obviously have the Mets starting off their series tomorrow night. Wildcard, we'll make some picks on that. We'll make some picks on week 5. We got a whole lot more to go. Again, a special thank you to George over at Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru for coming on board with Chop Sports. We really appreciate it, bro. And we look forward to working with you very, very often with all the stuff in the winter and the charity events and everything that you told us the other day when we were over there. Can't wait. It's going to be a good time. So for Sturch, Gooch, Rob, A5, this has been another episode of the Chop Sports Show, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. That rhymes, so now I'm going to stick with that.
Well rhymed.
Chop Sports Show.